icons, and welcome back to another episode of the Makeup Diaries. I am your icon Annie, and I'm so glad that you can be back. If you are a returning viewer, hi there again. Thank you so much for coming back. And if you are a new viewer, hello, welcome to the channel, and I hope you enjoy this week's episode. I was kind of nervous to start this video because my last look did really well, or at least it got a lot of views. I think most of it was just, it actually, I didn't go in and promote it, but I think it just, I did something, and it just went to a lot of, it went out to a lot more people, I guess. I finally cracked the code, but, it mainly was just people, looking at it and it starting. I don't know if people actually watched it, but it has a lot more views than any of my typical videos, so I'm very excited about that. That definitely makes me, happy and excited, but it also makes me nervous to do this video, because I'm I don't want it to, once something, performs, I don't want something else not to perform. That said, I was I still want something to be kind of spring summer vibes. Plus, then I was thinking, well, what do I even have in my closet to, wear? And then I was thinking, I just got this really pretty dress for events that I will explain later in this video. And I was I kind of want to do, a rom-com look, because it feels like a very, rom-com lead kind of dress. And then I was thinking, well, what kind of rom-com should I do? And then I just decided, let's just go with a classic and go with How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, which honestly is pretty easy nowadays. You could probably lose a guy in less than 10 days if you really, really wanted to, because I feel like men's egos are a lot more weak, so. So, this is my dress. It's a Jessica Simpson dress, go figure, but I got it off of my favorite store ever, Depop. It's, this really pretty kind of southern wear, so, my Andi Anderson look's gonna be a little bit more on the southern side, but I don't know, this just felt really pretty, and it took me a while to find this dress, or a dress like this for my event, and again, we'll explain once we get into the video, but that was kind of the vibe, and I was well, if I'm gonna be wearing kind of an iconic yellow dress, there's only one iconic yellow dress that I know, and that is from How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. So as always, let's put our tiaras on. For this look, I don't have a photo printed out, but I guess we'll just jump into it. I am gonna go face first, and her complexion is absolutely flawless, almost giving the appearance of just powder on flawless skin. Now, most of the time we aren't always going to sit down and when we want this look have that skin that we can just put powder on and call it good. We can, but to get her look that's just looking very flawless, we might need to add a little bit more coverage. The foundation I'm using is going to be the Soft Glow foundation by Hourglass, and I'm going to be mixing it with Hourglass's Illusion Primer Moisturizer. This foundation, I used to be I feel I'm not working with it well. It just felt there was something off. But then I was talking with the freelancer that, just all she does is work with the Hourglass products. And she told me that she really likes to, if you feel a little bit more dry especially, she likes to mix it in with the moisturizing primer, and it goes on very well. So I tried it, and yeah, it's my favorite. We are definitely starting with full coverage. It is going to feel like full coverage, but trust the process, because I'm going to show you how you blend it down, still keeping that coverage, but it's not going to feel super heavy on your face. Then take your setting spray. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. It is my favorite, but I guess you do you. I'm going to Texas tea this shit, and you don't have to place a lot on, just enough to kind of create that dewiness. And then I'm going to take my beauty blender that clearly needs cleaning. I ran out of Dawn, so y'all don't hate me. I just need to clean my brushes. And I am going to stamp that in. I know I go with a kind of vintage camera for that nostalgic aesthetic, but y'all, I hope you can really see. Let me kind of scooch you in a little bit so you can really see. We're keeping this coverage, but it blurs it down. And fun fact about me, I'm probably gonna get some haters for this. I need to watch How to Lose a Guy again, because every time I've watched it, it's not been my favorite rom-com, but I feel it's It's a staple. I should like it. There's no reason I shouldn't. But I don't know. I don't know. There's something that it just doesn't click for me. And I think it's just, like, I don't know. I think maybe when I was younger, while watching it for the first time, I was told Matthew McConaughey does not shower. And so when it came to, like, the sex scene, I was like, oh my god, he must reek. And I just, like, got a bad vibe from that. That is, like, what I'm telling myself. I have no explanation for this. Like, in theory, it should be my favorite because I feel like it's a very me type of movie. Like, it's literally, like, rage bait rom-com, concealer time. And I'm just tapping that out with my finger as well. I also want to take just a tiny bit of that concealer and just set my eye with it. A little of this is going to go a long way, so please be careful. We don't want to, like, over concealer our eye. It's just going to look ugly. Sorry. It's going to look very clunky. Ooh, fun. I feel super pale. Moving on. Why the fuck do I have this dress? Sorry, that was like, I could have gone with 1,000 different ways to, like, intro that, but I guess I went with profanity. Why did I need to get this dress? And we're gonna go on to the eyebrows because I have to lighten them up and I don't want to. We all know how I feel about lightening up my brows. I don't know why I do this to myself. So, my birthday was, like, last week, and I didn't do anything for my birthday. Mainly because Katie was out, and I don't really do anything if Katie's not here. I really want to be that person that has, like, big parties, but I never am. Just because I don't think I've ever been. But I'll try and change that for, like, I guess 24 next year. What I did happen to get, unrelated to my birthday, but it's just gonna be kind of like our, I guess, birthday celebration, is there are these tickets. It makes me sound like such a nerd, but there is this magic show that is coming in town. Oh my god, it sounds so stupid. It's like, ew, magic nerdy, but I've never gone to a magic show. We found this person online. His name is Drew Murray. We call him Dreamery because Katie mispronounced his name once and it just stuck. It's been so difficult to get his tickets. Like, y'all, when I say I've been on his wait list for like 3-4 times, and every single time I try and get tickets, they sell out in less than 10 minutes. Like, every single time I'm gagged. Like, what is this man about? They say it's an intimate night of magic. I have no idea what that means. I have no idea whatsoever what that means. And it's kind of just like this, it could mean anything. And I feel like not knowing has created this, like, almost lore of, like, oh my god, we're so excited to see, like, even what this is about. It's kind of like a more, like, upscale. They said business casual. But I'm like, people are probably going to be wearing, like, a little bit more dressy. So that's why I found that. And I felt like that was a good, like, medium, because I tried asking, like, Abby and Katie, like, what are you gonna wear? And they said, well, we're gonna let you lead the way. So I'm leading the way with that dress. When I lighten my brows, I never know how I feel about them until we're at the very end, and then I'm like, oh, I did them okay, or now I hate them. But I do want to set this all down before I go on to powdering. If you are a pressed powder icon, go for it. I am setting with a loose powder, just because I don't want it to look too forced. Does that make sense? In this look, like, obviously she's not wearing much, if any, bronzer, but I am gonna bronze up because she's also a little bit less pale than me. So I just take a little bit of bronzer. Right now I'm really in love with the Dior bronzer. It does have more of a matte finish, so if you were looking for something that has a little bit more of a glow to it, go for it. But this one just smooths out everything very well. And I am just kind of keeping this in, I would like to say, the kitty corner of kind of that that bronzing area kind of right underneath our cheekbone, but also kind of right on it. Just enough to give it a little bit of, just enough to give it a little bit of that definition, whereas this one, it's like, obviously, we're just pale. We're just pale. And you can bring it up, but again, it wasn't very prevalent of this time, so it is not going to be our main focus. Now we need a blush that is really going to match hers. Lucky for me, I love me some blush, even though I typically only wear one. I just go through my typical one. My favorite is Sex Appeal by NARS. That's like my daily wear. That's kind of what I'm going for. I think Obsession's going to be a little too bright, but we can have a little bit of a pop in it if need be. But I am going to start with, this one. And this is Amour by NARS. I'm really bad with pronunciation, if I've not said that before. We're doing the classic kind of apple of the cheek, but this is very like airbrushed on. So I'm going to load up my brush, but I'm not going to go immediately on. Please do not make that mistake. You are going to have a hot spot on your face, and then you're going to be crying because you're not going to do it correctly. So I load up the brush, and then I kind of sweep it on my mirror. Now let's talk about these eyes. We are looking at kind of like a gold kind of wash over the eyes, nothing too much. We're talking like 90s, very early 2000s makeup, if I believe. So this is like very like, oh y'all, so I was about to say it's very like white pro mist, black pro mist. It is a specific filter that they put on like the lens of a camera. This is now my film school coming out, but it's essentially to make things look a little bit hazy, a little softer. If you have anything that has like that very like highlighted like soft focus, that's going to be the filter that they use, just depending on what kind of mood they're in. But yeah, so that's kind of like the look we're going for, this like pro mist filter. So yeah, that's not something you learn every day. This is my Urban Decay Naked 3 palette, and I am going to be washing this burnout color very lightly across my lid. And so I just want to take a fluffy brush, and I'm literally, like it's almost a egg white glaze, brushing it across my lid. Okay, now for the lid part, I am going in, this is one of my Pat McGrath palettes, and there is like this almost pale yellow, almost gold shadow that I'm gonna just use my finger and just tap this across my lid. That's really pretty. And then I'm going to blend those two together. And then before we go on to the eyeliner, we want to create the inner corner kind of, oh, I need to clean this. We want an inner corner highlight. So I'm going to go back to that Urban Decay palette, and I'm going to use the Strange color. That's literally what it's called. I'm not naming it Strange right here. And it is almost like, it's almost like a bright white color. So I'm going to use that and tap that in the inner corner above my lid. We are going to do the classic black liner on our waterline and tightline all the way through. Ruby and Hutch, I'm almost done with my video. Can you please behave? Lips, I am using Slip by Hourglass. This video is just going to sound like I'm biased, and maybe I am, but like this truly is going to be the perfect lip color for it. Ooh, but I do want to line my lips first. I'm just lining it just so it gives me a little bit more long wear to it. Like, you cannot tell me this is not copy paste. And I mean, all this to then just recall, I actually just recalled why I did not like the movie as a kid. It was not because Matthew was stinky, even though that probably had a lot to do with it. I'm not gonna lie, I was that kind of child. Hutch, leave it be. Thank you. It was because I felt like they were like, the reason they were mad at each other made no sense to me, because I was like, they're both in the wrong. But I was just not, I was too practical of a child. I wasn't like, oh, feelings, love, it gets messy. Oh my goodness, y'all. Content is being made. Like, I'm always like, what did I just do? Ugh. Okay, but like with dress on and hair kind of up, I think it's going to come together. We'll see. We'll see. Who knows? But yeah, let me do that and get them behaving. But yeah, mascara too, bottom and top lashes, but let's just cue the outro.
Swing the spinning step. You wear those shoes and I will wear that dress. Oh, kiss me beneath the milky twilight. Lead me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open hair, strike up the band and make the fireflies dance. Silver moon sparkling. So kiss me.
So thank you so much for watching this week's episode of the Makeup Diaries. I hope you enjoyed the little cutesy rom-com-ness of it. It's like technically more of a quote-unquote simple look, but I don't know. I feel like we should bring back the rom-com glam, you know? It's very spring and summer coated in my mind, so... And I like this because it's like, it is full coverage, y'all. This is what I was saying. It is full coverage, but it's very smooth. And for full coverage, it does not feel heavy. It doesn't look cakey. It's very nice, it feels minimal while giving you the most. And I don't know. I feel like it pulled together does give Andi Anderson? I think that's her name. Especially the lip. Anyways, I hope you did enjoy this week's episode. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're feeling really extra special, I'm not going to say you have to, but like you could absolutely always subscribe. You are always so welcome to do so. And then if you have any other ideas that you want to see me, like for looks you want recreated or just anything you want to see on my channel, let me know in the comments below.